This
Now,
conference will now be recorded.
let us discuss this. So, our agenda is to understand portfolio standard structure. Okay, so whenever we are starting SAP PPM implementation, okay, first thing we are understanding that we supposed to know that what are the subcomponents we are having in the system. So, first is a portfolio management, another is a project management. So we need to ensure that these two components has been activated by basis T. That is a preliminary requirement. Okay. Because when we are doing some object implementation in portfolio management, there is dependency with the project management subcomponent. So this is supposed to be clear. That's supposed to be understood that what are the objects we are going to use in portfolio management. That should be understand with respect to the project management, so that we can activate these components accordingly. So this is a basis job, but you as a functional consultant, sometimes basis team also asking for suggestion or some confirmation from the functional consultant that what are the component or subcomponent we need to activate. So we supposed to know that. Apart from that, whenever we are getting system in hand, so whenever we are going to open the system, okay, we supposed to have authorization, basic authorization. So this basic authorization we have discussed in the previous session, that was the demo session, just after demo session. But again, you can refer that demo recorded session, and apart from that, I'll again cover the same concept after two sessions, because we need to understand the concept of object, the concept of ACL, access control list, and some restrictions. Okay, so based on that we can easily correlate that what we exactly we are understanding with reference to these rules. Okay, so I'll cover it again, but meanwhile if you want to go through of it, I suggest you go through of the recorded session once. Okay, so here first we'll understand the portfolio standard structure, then we'll take a one business case of investment management. Okay, so in previous session we have started one business case from construction industry, from real estate company, Godrej construction company. Okay, so that we will take a reference, or we can take another reference of any government project. Okay, so we'll just try to understand the need of PPM implementation and further how we are managing the business process. Then we'll understand the complete standard portfolio structure, which is having investment, which is having the portfolio definition. Then it is having the bucket structure, and what are the basic functions of the bucket. Okay, so there are some basic functionalities of buckets which we'll try to understand as per the business process. And then configuration for investment standard structure. So when we are going to create any portfolio definition or bucket in the system, what are the basic configuration we need for it. Okay, so we'll understand the concept of KDS, key data structure. So when we are discussing any requirement with the business, what are the things which we need to consider in our mind, okay, to discuss the portfolio standard structure. And then what are the profile which we need to configure in the system, what are the value which we need to maintain in the system. These all KDS will understand. Okay, if time permits, we'll jump to the initiative, otherwise initiative will be started in the next session. So here, portfolio standard structure, just try to understand it. Okay, don't try to understand like what are the functionalities available, just try to understand that how the business process, or what are the objects relation, and then how business process is moving from portfolio to project management to PS project. Okay, like in different areas how the process is moving. Okay, so here in portfolio and project management, we are starting first portfolio management, that is the first subcomponent of PPM. Okay, so in portfolio management, when you are defining, when you have defined the strategies of organization, okay, first you are defining the strategies of the organization, that you can maintain somewhere in your custom table. Otherwise, if you are following strategies as per your portfolio standard structure, you can create buckets. Okay, or just keep it aside this strategies. Let's say if you are directly creating portfolio based on the process, or based on the product, or based on the locations, or based on the type of the product. Okay, so based on that you can define your portfolio standard structure. Okay, so as I told, that portfolio is having similar type of project in one group, we are calling it as a portfolio. Okay, again, you can segregate based on the nature of your product or process or location. You can further divide. There are other parameters to consider this bifurcation, that is a reporting. Okay, let's say if the reporting is to different people, in that case this can be created based on the organization structure also. So just try to understand one scenario. Okay, let's say there is a government of India. Okay, and government of India is having individual department, they are working individually. Okay, and each department is executing their own project. Okay, their own project, similar type of project. For example, if I'm saying government of India, which is having department, let's say finance department, they are having education ministry, they are having defense ministry, they are having, let's say, road and transport ministry. So these all department or all these divisions, you can consider it as a individual portfolio, or you can consider it as a bucket. So let's say if I'm considering these department as a bucket, so in that case, the government of India, it is a one portfolio, right? And if you are considering, let's say, individual department as portfolio, for example, you are saying education ministry, that is also one portfolio, right? So if I'm saying education ministry, further it will have next bifurcation based on, let's say, infrastructure. Okay, so infrastructure, what kind of infrastructure they can have? Some, let's say, human, further like development of human resources or development of infrastructure, again two sub departments. So like you are keeping similar type of project in one group and you are calling it as a portfolio, and further you are segregating. Okay, you are keeping further next level of segregation and keeping in a different buckets. So here, if I consider, let's say, another scenario where I'm saying that Indian government is a portfolio definition and individual department is a bucket, right? So education ministry is one bucket, defense ministry is one bucket, finance ministry is one bucket, okay, and road and transport authority is a one bucket. So let's say road and transport authority, if they are starting any project, so that has to be initiated by road and transport authority, not by finance ministry or not by education ministry, right? So road and transport authority, that individual department, they are having their own strategies, they are having their own agenda. So when the government is formed, they are already having the government strategies, right? If it is a democratic country, so they are already having vision. Like 10 years down the line, we need to improve the infrastructure, right? So they are having vision, and according to that vision, they are working. So whatever the projects they are going to start, that has to be aligned with the vision of that department. Okay. So here I am having organization objective, further portfolio definition, and then we are having buckets. So whenever we are starting any proposal, let's say in education ministry, it is proposed to develop 10 new primary schools in different locations. Okay, so that is one proposal. So that proposal has to be aligned with the Indian government, that they have already committed in their manifesto when they elected that we are going to construct 100 new schools in particular areas, right? So that is already in the government strategies. So that 100 schools has to be aligned with the government strategies, and this is my proposal. So when this proposal is submitted by strategic department, it will go for analysis, that yes, this is as per our strategy. And once it is done, then it is going for next level of analysis, whether we can construct as per my current budget or not. Do I need to go in individual way, like 10 now, 10 next year, 10 next year, like this way in 5 years or 10 years I need to finish it, or I need to construct everything in one go? So that things need to be analyzed. Location needs to be analyzed. So many things need to be analyzed, and further it will be taken forward. So once your proposal is approved, which is your initiative in this stage, then it is going to be given at a turnkey project to individual contractor. So now individual school is itself is one project, that is my item. Okay, that is my item here. So this thing I can cover here in the portfolio management. So individual school, which I'm creating as an item, to manage further the resource deployment, I can transfer into PPM project. That is another subcomponent of my PPM system. So here, if you are transferring into PPM project in this stage, you see this. Okay, it is coming from portfolio initiative, that is my proposal, to portfolio item. Once it is approved, it is converted to project, and then this project portfolio item need to be converted into PPM project. So concept wise, your portfolio item and project is parallel. PPM project is parallel by one. Okay, you can't say that portfolio items, sorry, PPM project comes under the PPM item. No, it's a parallel object. Okay, it is on the same level. Okay, and then PPM project further you can integrate with internal order. You can transfer to PS project to handle the accounting, SCM for confirming the service, the timesheets, and MSP Microsoft project you can integrate, and MRS multi-resource scheduling you can integrate. So this is just giving you one idea that how the process is flowing from organization objectives to your portfolio definition to bucket to initiative to item to PPM project to further your core objects in the system. Entire process including portfolio definition and buckets, we are calling it as a standard portfolio structure in PPM. So if someone is asking to you that what is the standard portfolio structure in PPM, so portfolio standard structure is having portfolio definition and bucket structure in the system where we are going to execute day-to-day transaction within it. Okay, so here for particular process we will have one portfolio only. Okay, one portfolio standard structure. Apart from that, to see the different view of your project, product, or process, in that case you can create another structure which we call it as a classification structure. So we'll understand it later. Let me take this one more. I'll try to explain here. Okay, let me go in more deep to explain, because once this concept is clear to you, it will not take much time to understand object functionalities on and all. Okay, so let's say here it is your government. Okay, government of India. So when they are forming the government, they are having manifesto. Okay, manifesto. Every party is having manifesto, and which is going to become a strategy, right? So once this government is formed, this manifesto is going to become a strategy, that what they are going to follow in next 5 or 10 years, whatever it is. Okay, then whenever they are starting anything, that has to be aligned with the manifesto. Okay, so here, why it's not coming here, synonyms. Okay, let it be. So here, first level, let us keep the same. So the government of India, it's a portfolio definition, and then first level I'm keeping the same bucket. Okay, so this is my first level bucket. So first I'm having portfolio definition, and under that I'm having first level of bucket. Okay, then under that we'll have individual department as a bucket. So let's say this is my road and transport authority. Okay, similarly I am having education ministry. Similarly, we are having defense ministry. Okay, so individual department is a individual bucket here, because they are having similar project further. Defense ministry. Okay, so individual department is also having its own strategies as per manifesto. So when this government was formed, they already committed to the public that we are going to construct these many highways, these many expressways. Okay, we are going to develop a railway line from Delhi to Mumbai or Bangalore to Mumbai, like this way. They have already committed there in the manifesto. So whenever they are starting any project, that has to be aligned with that manifesto. So sometimes they are having some strategical project also, project proposal, when it is as per the requirement in the same year. For example, it was not committed in the manifesto, but this may required immediately to execute based on some urgent requirements. Okay, so let us consider the ideal case when they are already having the manifesto. So accordingly, this department, Road and Transport Authority department, that has to prepare their budget, that in down the line in 10 years these are my objects. Okay, so let's say here what they are saying. Let us see some so let's say here I'm saying road from Delhi to Mumbai. Okay, that is the first. Okay, expressway from Meerut to Delhi. Okay, that is another thing. Similarly, here in Education Ministry also, they are having some commitment under new schools in Delhi. Here another they are saying open new IT cells in all primary schools. Okay, so these things already they have committed. So when they are preparing the strategy, okay, this Road and Transport Authority department for road from Delhi to Mumbai, this is the proposal, this is the concept. For that they will prepare one estimation. So here let's say they are saying the estimation is 100 crore. Okay, let me just keep it like this way because some people doesn't understand the meaning of crore. Okay, so million, I'm saying 100 million USD. Expressway from Meerut to Delhi, let's say it is costing us around 200 million USD. So total estimation is 200 plus 100, 300, right? At this level, this will become 300. Similarly, 100 new schools in Delhi. So here it can be estimated, let's say it is costing us 200 USD, 200 million USD. And here primary school cells, let's say it's costing us around 50 million USD. Okay, so total it is coming here, Education Ministry, it is coming 200 plus 50, it's a 250 million USD. Okay, so these all figures, the calculated figures, it is coming based on the proposals or the project which we are going to have as per the strategies. Okay, so now when we are defining this strategy, it will have some timelines, it will not be open ended. Okay, so for example, when I'm saying the government is formed for 5 years, okay, so all these project has to be finished within the 5 years, or if it is already aligned for 10 years, that is also fine because department is also having its own strategies. Okay, so generally just take one example when we are talking about this complete portfolio for the 5 years. So these many projects we need to finish it within 5 years. Okay, and this is my estimation. So what will happen whenever this proposal is going to submit? Okay, having the same estimation. Okay, apart from that, this will have some more feasibility, technically all this clarification. Okay, based on that it is going to take it forward. So once this proposal is ready, okay, with all the estimation, with all the resource, with all the technical feasibility, financial feasibility, then file will be submitted to the Road and Transport Ministry. So minister, he will analyze everything. Okay, and then he will understand that this is really required and he will approve it. Okay, once he will approve, then this project will start. Okay, so how this project will start? Here, that individual sub item, or you can say like individual small portion, small part of that road. Okay, that will be given as a new project. For example, you can say the construction of road is a one project, and apart from that, whatever plantation is happening both the side, that is another project. Okay, whatever the foot over bridge are coming, that is another project. Whatever the bridges are there, normal bridges are there, crossing bridges are there, that is another project. So to finish this road from Delhi to Mumbai, okay, this may have hundreds of different projects, okay, which can be created as a item here, and these projects will be handled, managed separately. However, everything is going to become for one object, that is my initiative, which is my one agenda to achieve road from Delhi to Mumbai only. Okay, so we need to understand exactly how the business process is going to be taken forward. So first we supposed to have the portfolio standard structure, which is having portfolio definition, then it is having individual department, which is my bucket, and then this proposal will be created as a initiative in the system. Any question here?
So, Ram, I have a question. So, to create these initiatives, do we have any templates like SAP suggest any templates over here?
We are having both the option. We can create it with reference to template. We can create directly by using the initiative type, which is the initiative type profile.
Okay.
CPR. Hello, I'm
Yeah,
audible.
yeah, yeah.
So Rama, is there any validation is also there?
Validation for what?
Like you said that portfolio having one bucket, right?
Mhm.
So if I'm creating two buckets under this, like in project definition we have created, right? First level WBS element, second level WBS element, like that.
So similarly, we are having here levels of buckets also, like similar to WBS element. But what validation you are looking? I'm not able to get it.
Like project means portfolio definition having only one bucket means
No,
bucket
that
is
we don't.
the yeah.
That we
Sorry.
don't have here. But we can have one enhancement if you just want to restrict both based on that. And please understand, PPM is having all these scattered object. Okay, we may have different solutions. Okay, these all are the scattered object. Okay, it's not like everything is going in the same flow. You can use initiative. You cannot, or if you don't, because only few things based on that you are going to consider the initiative. Okay, similar process you can achieve here in the item having little limitations. Okay, so that is also available. So let us try to understand in sequential way so that you can easily grasp, you can easily understand that how to map your business process. Okay, so that's why I'm just going in the steps here. And we are having very less validations in the PPM system, few validations only. Okay, one second please, I'm just facing some issue. Okay, so now we are here. So whenever we are executing any transaction in portfolio management, we supposed to have portfolio standard structure. Without having portfolio standard structure, you cannot execute any transaction. Even you cannot create a template also. Okay. So here two things we need to understand. First is the administrator. Okay. So here, once you are coming on this screen, you will see project management office. Okay, this is one group of applications, or you can say this is one category which is having all these applications. Okay, so project management office is responsible to create all the master data and templates. So here project management office, this particular category is responsible to create a portfolio, to create a bucket, to create a classification hierarchy, template for portfolio management, template for project management, user group administration, resource pools and teams. So this role, or you can say you can correlate with PMO, okay, project management offices in your company also. Okay, we used to have PMO department. So this particular department is responsible to have all the historical data. They used to provide the template, they used to monitor the project whether we are following PMP or PMO guidelines or not. Okay, so similarly here also in the PPM we are having one role, or you can say one group of applications where we are having similar kind of transactions. Okay, so project management office, they are creating version administration, they are creating document templates, authorization administration, they are editing the resources here, they are having the search functionality to manage the portfolio, user setting, they are doing replace, and then maintain resources. So maintain resource means it's a master data. So their first responsibility is to create a portfolio here. So once you are coming here in the portfolio, you click here. Okay, this is a portfolio dashboard. You will see here two tabs. One is a portfolio, another is a classification hierarchy. First is a standard portfolio structure, and second is for classification structure. Okay, so here on portfolio you will see the list of all the standard portfolio structure. Okay, so these many portfolios already available in this system: ABV Limited, ABC Limited, Delhi Government, Diva Electricity, Digital Transformation, Energy Portfolio. These all are the Godrej group of companies, Indian government. Okay, Indian government 3.0. So all these portfolio I have only created as part of my previous batches. Okay, so here this is a ID, portfolio ID, and this is a who has created and who has changed it. What this is a portfolio type, which is a profile, which is managing all the functionality of the portfolio. Then this is a currency, financial period breakdown, currency unit, capacity, that is the capacity units. Then it is a status, and then here all the relevant detail is there. And when you are creating any portfolio, you can click here on this button, and if you want to see any portfolio, you just need to click here on that portfolio. So let's say, let us see this Indian government 3.0. Okay, you just click here, it will take you to the this screen. This is a portfolio name here, this is the ID. Okay, and this is a type. So type means there's a portfolio type, which is a profile which we have configured in system. This is a long description where you can detail out the need to create this portfolio, and then it is a status whether it is active or inactive. If you are keeping active, then it will come here for performing the transaction. Otherwise, if you are keeping in inactives, this portfolio will not be listed here. It will not show in the list to perform the further transaction. If you are selecting to be archived, in that case, this particular portfolio will be taken in the consideration to archive once you are performing the additional transaction to archive the portfolio. Here, if it is a classification hierarchy, then this checkbox will be selected. So that will be automatically selected if you are creating classification hierarchy. So only this is the difference in appearing in detail. Once you see the portfolio standard structure and portfolio classification structure, only based on this checkbox you can identify whether it's a standard portfolio structure or classification portfolio structure. Okay, this is the only checkbox. Classification hierarchy, you can see what is the classification hierarchy with respective to this portfolio structure. Okay, so for same standard portfolio structure you can have multiple n number of classification hierarchy. It is a one to n. So sometimes this question comes in certification also: what is the relation between standard portfolio structure and classification portfolio structure? So you will get option 1 to n, 1 to 1, n to n, like this way. Whatever the items available
Rama,
here.
Rama, sorry. Can I have a more detail about classification?
Sorry,
Can I have a more detail about classification hierarchy?
sorry, your voice is too low.
Can I have a more detail about classification hierarchy? You
Detail
understand?
about what? Sorry.
Classification.
So classification will cover. Don't worry.
Yes.
Okay, we are going in the sequence. First, let us understand the standard structure, right? Then only you can correlate. Otherwise you will not be able to correlate the difference between standard and classification. Okay, so let us cover first. This is already in my agenda, this to explain classification hierarchy. Okay.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. In book you may get all these concept here and there, but I kept everything in the sequence to make it more simpler. Okay, so just follow me. Okay, go with the same sequence to understand the business process and object. So here you can see all the items. Here you can see active items. So out of all the items, how many active items are there? It will be listed here. Active item as a proposal will be listed here. Active item as an escalation, it will be listed here. Inactive item will be listed here. So whatever the item you are processing within this portfolio, that will automatically will be added here in this portfolio dashboard. Okay, this is a, or this is within the portfolio, this will come on these screens. Similarly for initiatives also, similarly whatever the templates you are creating, that will come here. Collections you are creating, reviews you are creating, buckets you are creating, documents and notes you are creating. Any idea why we are keeping these documents and notes here at portfolio definition level? Anything which you can correlate that for what it exactly this tab is given? Okay, documents and notes, any idea?
the the related pre-project activity documentations can will help for the uh, further project creation. So related that documentation approvals, maybe design and all that will help.
No, no. So basically, whenever you are creating any portfolio, you should have some you should have some supporting document. Tomorrow, anyone can ask why you have created. Being a employee, being a part of this project management office, okay, and you have created it. You have created portfolio. Someone can ask to you later on that why you have created. What is the agenda of this particular portfolio or portfolio standard structure? Do you have any supporting document? So generally, whenever we are creating, we used to have a memo. If it is government project, if it is a internal project, okay, government like private companies, they used to give any note or anything like any approval that yes, this is the portfolio which you need to create. So that note you can attach here, so that you can refer it later stage. That is the purpose. And here in the note, you can keep the detail why you have created it. What is the purpose? Okay, so whenever you are entering anything here, okay, that will come here automatically, and you cannot change that phrase. That is the purpose here. Okay, so once you are coming here in the bucket, you can see the detail of bucket. So in bucket you will see list of bucket, you will see bucket structure. So here it will show in the listed form. Okay, here it will show in the structure form. So here it is Indian government, which is having further department, defense ministry, education ministry, road and transport authority. Again, within the road and transport authority, we are having NHAI, National Highway Authority of India. They are constructing the expressways. Okay, further we can have other department also same way. So whenever new project is going to be started, this NHAI will submit one proposal in the form of initiative. Okay, so just try to understand here. Let's say this is my bucket. Okay, so here there's a first level of bucket, you can see here. Okay, once you are keeping, it will show like this. Okay, this is a first level, then this is the next level, then this is a third level, like this way it will show. We can create n levels here. Okay, there is no limitations here, but generally we are keeping 6 or 7, not more than that, otherwise it will be very difficult to handle. Okay, so here just I kept it till third level, first, second and third. So once your portfolio structure is ready, then we need to assign someone as a responsible person to manage this portfolio structure, right? Otherwise anyone will come and then they will do something, they will create their proposal and they will go. Okay, there is no restriction in the system. So how we need to manage it? Any idea? Any thought process that we supposed to have this functionality somewhere?
Authorization.
Authorization. What kind of authorization?
Um, Means authorization object we can maintain for edit, display, and create for that
So
particular item.
we are calling it as a access control list authorization, ACL authorization. So in interview, if you are clear like that, let us like we can authorize the other users based on ACL. So it will be clear to him that yes, we are talking something here ACL, which is directly we are keeping in this tab. Okay. So here we are having concept of ACL, access control list. It's nowhere written ACL, access control list, but with reference to PS, you can easily understand this concept. Okay. So whenever I'm creating, whenever like whoever is creating this portfolio definition or this portfolio structure, he will become a admin automatically. So he's the admin. Now you can see and who have seen. Okay. He is the user who created this portfolio definition and he became admin automatically. Okay. Administrator means like he can write, he can read, he can create the object, he can change the object, he can display the object. Okay, he can do everything. Okay. And if you want to allow someone to only just display this portfolio definition and along with that its further structure, then you need to add here in authorization here in the ACL. So let me just add someone. For example, here I am adding user, let's say PAPM 10. Okay. So directly I'm selecting Vishal Chauhan. Okay. I'm selecting him to just read the detail and assign. So this means this Vishal Chauhan only can see my portfolio definition and bucket structure. He will not be allowed to change anything. He will not be allowed to create any object within the bucket. Okay, he can only display the portfolio standard structure. That's it. If you want to make him person responsible, you can select this checkbox. So once we have selected person responsible, automatically system is changed to write. Okay. So this means if you are providing read only display authorization to someone, you cannot make him person responsible. And it's obvious also. Like the person who can display the object, how he can become a person responsible, right? He's supposed to have something to change on the object. He's supposed to responsible to execute to confirm something on the object. So this way you need to keep right authorization for him. Okay. So sometimes it comes in certification also, this kind of questions. Okay. So you can save it. So this means now Vishal Chauhan also can write, he can change this master data here in the system, and he can be a person responsible also. Okay. Sometimes it's very difficult to manage individual users to assign here, because if you are having thousands of users, okay, then how you will assign one by one. So we are having another concept based on the user role. Okay, you can create, let's say, one project manager role, you can create an engineer role, or you can create a master data access role. So you just need to add that role, and let's say I'm just selecting one random role here. Let's say this is a role, for example, and I'm assigning him read authorization. In that case, this role, whoever is having access of this role, he will have display read authorization. Okay, it's a straightforward. Whoever is having this role access, he will become, he can see, he can display only this portfolio structure. So this is the concept. Okay. So once your portfolio standard structure is created, okay, the next step is to assign the responsible person, assign the individual person or the roles into your ACL. Okay.
So this not having any objects.
It will have, na, this is same PFCG role.
Okay. Same PFs.
Yeah, same PFCG, you can see it here, you can click here. Okay, let me show you here. ID is coming here. Randomly I have assigned. See, this role is there already. So here, whoever is assigned, he will have access. Okay.
Got it.
Now let us understand KDS. What is KDS? What is the meaning of KDS?
Key data structure which will help for the configuration part as per the approved
Yes,
client uh, requirement.
correct. So KDS stands for key data structure. So whenever we are discussing the requirement with the business, okay. So first of all, how what sequence will follow? Okay, first of all, we need to explain. We need to explain the concept of PPM to business. That these are the functionality which we are having in the system, without understanding their business. Just explain it what we are having in the business, this PPM. Okay, and based on this understanding, user will have idea that yes, how my process is going forward from portfolio definition to portfolio standard structure, and then further to initiative to item. Okay, like this way, they will have some initial idea. Okay, then you are discussing one by one. That, let's say, you are explaining this is my portfolio definition. Okay, in your case, let us discuss what can be your portfolio definition. Okay, so you will discuss that requirement. Okay, once you have finalized, then you will discuss that what will be the next portfolio standard structure, like bucket. What's supposed to be your buckets? You are proposing from your side, and you are getting your confirmation. Okay, then once you have decided these all things, then you are discussing about the configuration. Okay, configuration means like the profiles you need to configure, but you just need to make them understand that based on that profile, there's some functionality which is going to be segregated. So based on that understanding, they need to provide some details. Okay, so based on that, you can keep the profiles in listed somewhere. Okay, so these list of the profiles, the list of the values which you are going to maintain in the configuration, that need to be included there in the BVP or your design document. Okay, so in design document, you need to include all these profile name and values. Okay, clear? So let us create first one portfolio standard structure. Then we'll see what is the KDS which we need to create in the configuration. Okay. So here my portfolio type is ZPPM01. ZPPM01. Okay. Uh, so how to create a portfolio standard structure? So to create standard structure, you need to go here in project management office, go to portfolio. Okay. Then go to okay, go to create portfolio. So once you select this create portfolio, you will get portfolio type. So this is the profile which you need to create in the configuration. So here, as of now, I'm selecting KKB Industries. Okay, maybe ZPPM01, that is deleted, or maybe some different description. So here I'm selecting, let's say, KKB Industry, or let's say, uh, okay, portfolio one test I'm selecting. Go to continue and go to NI, let's say Indian government. Okay, status is active. Now you can see here only two tabs are coming: documents and notes and miscellaneous. Once you will save, all tabs will appear here. Okay, so just save. Now everything is coming. So when you are creating portfolio definition, you are only selecting portfolio type. So this is the only profile, this is the only KDS, This is the only configuration value which you need to maintain in your configuration. Okay, remaining things will be taken automatically. So under that, when I'm creating bucket, okay, directly I can create bucket from this tab. Go to bucket, or there is a separate application to create a bucket also. Okay, so let me create this portfolio definition directly from here. Sorry, this bucket structure directly from here, and then we see separately how we can navigate from bucket application also. So go to create. System is asking, are you creating this bucket directly under portfolio, or you are selecting parent manually? So as of now, I have just created portfolio definition. So under that, I will have buckets, right? So as of now, no need to select anything manually. It is already under the portfolio definition. So first option is selected, then go to continue. Okay. So this is my first level of bucket. When I'm when I click on the continue, you can see here ID. It is automatically proposed by the system based on the number range. So bucket ID will start with 3. Okay, last it will show you year in which you are creating. So 2025 it's a year, and before that it's a running number. So 250 is running number and 2025 is year. Okay, you can change this number, this ID you can change, you can keep differently as per your code. Okay, sometimes we are following some coding mask, you can follow that, otherwise you can keep it different. For me, let's say I'm just keeping it Indian 03. That's it, Indian. Status, select active. Here you need to enter the long text. Now go to financial and capacity information. Wherever you can see this red star, okay, this means it's a mandatory field. Okay, go to financial and capacity information to enter some mandatory field. So here in this portfolio, which currency you are going to use? So let me select here European Euro or United States dollars or INR. So here if I'm selecting Indian rupees, okay, and here capacity unit. So when I'm calculating my efforts, I will calculate in days, okay, man days. Financial period breakdown. So here in India we are following annually. Financial period breakdown is annually. In some places we are managing it bi-monthly, bi-annually, every 20 years. Okay, it depends. So I'm just keeping it for annually. Capacity period breakdown, that is also I'm selecting annually. Here we need to enter financial planning start and finish date. So I'm saying this particular portfolio where we are going to manage my financial and capacity values starting from 1st of January 2025 or 26, let's say, till, let's say, next year 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. So I'll say till 31st of December 2020, 30. I'm keeping. So same I'm keeping for demand plan finish date, and same I'm keeping for current transfer period finish date. Same way start date also I'm just keeping. So this detail I need to enter at first level of bucket. Further, it will be automatically copied to the next level. So my first level bucket is created. Now we can create next level of bucket. Go to sub bucket, go to create bucket, and here just select parent manually. So now first level bucket it is showing. Go to continue. Select here, let's say finance. I don't know what. Finance. Okay, save. So here automatically system has taken these all details from first level. Okay, same way we can create other bucket also. So let me just create another bucket. Go to create bucket, select parent manually. I'm keeping this as a first, and then go to continue, and here I'm saying education department, education Okay, and then further within the education we can create next level. Let's say we are having primary education. So here select parent manually. If you want to select something else, you can select here by clicking on select bucket. Go to continue. Here say primary education. Primary. Okay, same way you can create higher education also. And now let us see what we have created. You come here, you refresh it. Refresh. Now all the buckets you can see here on sub buckets. Okay, now we have created acha. Okay, we are here in Indian government buckets. Okay, this is my portfolio definition. Okay, so here you can see this is my portfolio definition. This is my first level bucket. This is my next level bucket. So let me just switch to the portfolio here. This is my portfolio which is having buckets. You click here on the bucket, you can see all bucket listed here. Okay, education department, finance ministry, education, higher education, Indian government, primary education. So it's given as per this alphabetical sequence. Okay, now go to bucket structure. You can see in the structural format. Go to Indian government, which is having further education department and finance ministry. Education department is having further higher education and primary education. So when we are creating portfolio standard structure, we have selected portfolio type. Okay, and apart from portfolio type, when we were creating buckets, okay, we have entered all these details here on financial and capacity information. That is a currency, capacity, financial period breakdown, and capacity period breakdown. So these are all KDS, key data structure, which we need to maintain in the configuration. Okay, but to see that, you go to configuration. Go to SPR. Go to portfolio and portfolio project management. Go to portfolio management. Go to global customizing. Go to dependent portfolio settings. Define portfolio types. Okay, so this is the profile which we are maintaining here. Uh, to create portfolio, just you need to create this portfolio type. That's it. Okay, so let's say we have selected KKB industry. Under that nothing is required. Okay, we will understand that all these settings, but if you are creating only portfolio type without maintaining anything here in these structure, system will allow to create a portfolio. Okay, so here when you are creating portfolio, you need to select this fiscal year variant. This variant has to be created by FICU consultant. So let's say this is a K4, means it's a 4 periods we are following. Okay, so generally in US and India we are following 4 quarters. Okay, Q4. So that is helping us to manage our financial in later stage. Okay, next we are maintaining here portfolio independent settings. Okay, what are these details? That is a capacity unit we need to maintain. So here you can see year, month, consultant days, hours, days, weeks. So these all are the standard unit. We are not creating anything, but to add here, let's say if some unit is not available here, which we want to keep it in my first level of bucket. So in that case, we need to go to new entry and we need to select here. So whatever we are selecting from here, that only will be available on first level of bucket. Okay, if it is not added here, that will not be available on that screen. That next comes define capacity currency. Sorry, define currency unit. So here, let's say here coming Saudi Riyal, Indian rupees, European euro. Let me add some. Let's say yen, Yemeni Riyal. So if I'm adding it, then it will also come there for the selection. Okay, it is currency is already there in the system. Same way, we are having okay. So we are having capacity unit. We are having currency unit. We are having defined period types. Okay, that is also same way. Okay, you just need to create here period types. So we are having monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly. Monthly is 1 and yearly is 12. Period conversion factor. So monthly we are keeping 1, yearly we are keeping 12. So this means every month we are keeping with number 1. Okay, so this means when I'm saying every 20 years means 20 multiplied by 12, right? So in 20 years, how many months are there? 240. So this is supposed to be like this way too. Okay, this provision even we don't have in SAP. It's still 99 only. Okay, so for 20 years we cannot define, because if you are defining like this way, then system it doesn't have this options. Okay, so here let's say 60. Every 5 years means it's just 60 months. Every 4 years this means 48. So whatever the years tenure you are selecting multiplied by 12 is supposed to be your period conversion factor. So these are the configuration available here in the system. Now any question please?
Yeah, regarding that, portfolio type is something like project profile.
Correct. So this is like your project profile, which is having like all other profile assignment to it. Okay, and whatever the financial planning process or capacity planning process or some other functionality you are choosing, it is based on the portfolio type. So you need to create that individual profile and you need to assign to the portfolio type. For example, how different type of item or different type of initiatives you can have within the same portfolio, it is depend on the portfolio type configuration. So you need to create an individual item type and individual initiative type. Okay, all these profiles separately need to assign to the portfolio type.
So means like overhead or investment or sales revenue, like that name is not there, but we
No,
can
no,
give
no, no.
any.
Overhead, internal, all these are your project type, right? So project,
Yeah,
what object is representing here project in PPM? Just guess, because I have just explained, just I have given some idea that portfolio is there, bucket is there, initiative is there, item is there. So in your understanding, as per your understanding, which object is
item.
representing your so item is representing your project, right? So item will be your project type, similar to project type like overhead project, internal project, external project, right? Your turnkey project, your construction project, your R&D project, your IT project. But your portfolio,
But
it will be like Indian government, like it's a construction, like it's a IT. IT is the, let's say, company. If I'm creating one portfolio for, let's say, Wipro. Wipro is having its many internal legal company, right? So Wipro group of companies there, and it is having 100 group of companies, sorry, 100 legal companies. So when I'm creating like one portfolio type, so IT is the portfolio type, IT portfolio type, which is having all internal projects. Okay, many projects, many type of different type of projects, which will be created as item. Got it? We'll understand. We'll go in more deep to understand once we reach to the item.
yes, yes.
Okay. So I'm stopping it here. Thank you.